It's March Madness, and you know what that means? Busted brackets, crazy upsets, but most importantly, pep bands. Something that's unique about pep bands is they don't wear the traditional marching uniforms that you see on the field. Instead, they wear something completely different and really fun. So out of the 64 teams that made it into the bracket, I went through and picked out my top 5 favorite pep band uniforms. I judged them based off how well they represent their school, how comfortable they are because it can get hot in those gyms when you're there for 2 hours, and number 3, how fun are they? Like, are they gonna be your boring, basic, just a t-shirt like Michigan State? Or are they gonna be something more fun like the 5 in this video? Definitely stay to the end because number 5 is my all-time favorite and nothing I've seen before. Let's go. Coming in at number 5 is Gonzaga. They have just a classic band polo. On the representation side of things, it's nice. It has the colors of Gonzaga and it has the nice little logo in the front. Nothing too crazy, just represents we are Gonzaga without being in your face about it. On comfortability wise, their polo and the ones that they're wearing look like athletic materials, so they're super breathable and going to be comfortable to sit in probably on the bus ride all the way there, staying at the game for 2 hours, and the bus ride all the way back. So for comfortability wise, they're great. On the fun factor side of things, they aren't really just grabbing my attention. Yes, they're comfortable. Yes, they look clean. Yes, there's nothing like crazy to be worried about, and everyone will look good in them. I think they could do something a little bit better, like our next team. Let's look at number 4, Florida. Now, Florida has this really cool idea and they did baseball jerseys, which I know what you're thinking. Isn't that the wrong sport? Yes, it is. But if you look at most sports fans, if they have one jersey, they'll wear it to every single game just because it's easier. On representation, it's got those bright Florida colors, and the cool thing about this one is it actually says Pep on the back. Most of the uniforms just have the school details on it, but this one you're able to distinguish, oh, that's the Pep Band's uniform, which gives a little bit of representation to the band as well. On the comfortability wise, they are again super breathable, and because in baseball you have to be able to throw the ball and move a lot, they have a lot of stretch and give to that, which is perfect when you're a brass instrument lifting up and down, or a bass drum having to swing around. There's just a lot of room to move around and not feel restrained. The fun factor, like I said, is really unique. I have never seen a baseball uniform done before. I like the color blocking, I like the pep and the number 1 on the back. However, there are still better ones, because to be honest with you, when I was doing my research, I thought this was gonna take the cake. But the next 3 just stand out even more that it had to go on 4th, but it still made the list. But let's look at the next one. Coming in at number 3 is Clemson. Clemson has basketball jerseys on, which is a very common pep band uniform. But what makes them different is they kind of have that old style of uniform with the name of the university down the left side and the logo of that top right kind of on the right. I haven't seen this jersey in a very long time, so it's very unique. On the representation side of things, they are a bright orange screaming color. You really can't miss it. And again, they say Clemson right down the side, so you know exactly what pep band this is. On the comfortability wise, they're pretty solid, and it's kind of nice to be in a tank top, especially in that hot of a gym. They're also basketball jerseys. In basketball, you have to be able to move around a lot, which is great because, like I said earlier with the baseball jerseys, it's the same concept, but maybe even a bit more mobility because it's a tank top style. On the fun factor side of things, it's really cool that they're at a basketball game in a basketball jersey, but it's for pep band. It still feels like it's basketball specific and it's your team specific, but it still has that uniqueness of being in the band, because half the stands are also going to be in basketball jerseys, so it makes the band kind of still blend with everyone, but still stand out in a very special way. I know what you're thinking. What else could be better than a literal basketball jersey? Well, let's look at number 2. Number 2 is High Point. Now, High Point wears a very specific striped shirt with a little bit of a collar and the logo on the pocket as well. There were so many teams that had this exact same jersey. So why did I pick High Point? Well, number 1, they busted my bracket. Very rude. I had Wisconsin in the Final Four. And number 2, something that I like about theirs is that bright purple, and the logo is clean. Some of the other schools had too much going on with the logo, and you couldn't really understand maybe what team it was. On the comfortability side of things, I've never worn one of those, but they look very comfortable. They look pretty baggy, and so fits everyone. I personally love a baggy hoodie, but my concern is their long sleeve. Those gyms can get pretty hot. There's a lot of people and a lot of movement and a lot of action. So I don't know if long sleeve is necessarily the way to go, but it does keep everyone looking very uniformed, just like in marching band. On the fun factor of things, they kind of look like Where's Waldo, which is kind of fun and very unique. It's kind of like an old school style. Like this is what I imagine people wore back in like the 70s or 80s to school, like these baggy, big old stripes. These uniforms, you can spot them instantly. As soon as you walk into the gym, you know exactly where the band is sitting. But why didn't I put them at number 1? Well, because a lot of other teams are also doing the exact same thing. They don't feel as unique as my number 1, which is going to be... Coming in at number 1 is the University of St. John's Pep Band. Now, take a look at these. Again, another sports uniform, but they're hockey jerseys. Over the past couple of years, hockey jerseys have become kind of a fashion statement, and a lot of other sports are wearing hockey jerseys for theirs. For example, the swim team at my university just ordered them to wear around on the pool deck. Why is that? Well, number 1, because they represent your school super well. You have a big, bold color with some fun little stripes. You can put your school's logo on the left, put it here. Representation, look at St. John's full red uniforms. On the front of their hockey jerseys, it literally says St. John's Band. You know immediately that they're the band and they're there for St. John's. They stand out against all the other jerseys and all the other merch that the team is wearing. On the comfort side of things, they are massive. They're meant to have room to put pads and stuff under for hockey, obviously. So they're super, super comfy because you have so much movement because it's just loose, and they're super breathable because again, it's a sports jersey. It's meant to be breathable. On the fun factor, it's literally a hockey jersey. It looks so cool when they're all wearing it together. It's fun, it's pop, and it's something that I have never seen before. So St. John, if you ever want to send me a Pep Band hockey jersey, let me know. I will wear that thing all the time. So those are my top 5 Pep Band uniforms. Let me know down in the comments if you agree, disagree, or if your band does something completely different. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.